What is up, everybody, and good morning. Welcome on into the show, man. We got another good one for you today, chat. Craziness to get into. Clayface movie. Can you believe it? We've got a Clayface movie. James Gunn and the DCU making some serious moves over there. We're gonna talk about it. It's awesome, you know. Sony's finally learning their lesson. DC is making Clayface. So we'll get into that. We will talk about that. We've got Deadpool holiday special thing finally revealed. Maybe not an actual holiday special, maybe just a little collaboration. We're gonna get into it. Either way, it's really cool, mostly because Deadpool took shots at James Gunn. Let's fucking go. Let's go. You love to see it. We got to talk about Kraven the Hunter's Rotten Tomato score. The official reviews came out. You know, we talked about the social media stuff yesterday, but we got new reviews. The actual reviews. Kraven Rotten Tomato score. We'll look into it. I wanted to take a closer look at the most anticipated movies from Fandango as well. Got a little Avengers 6 update. So overall, some cool stuff to get into today. Now, here's the other thing we gotta mention, all right? Currently, where I'm at, there's another goddamn snowstorm. Another crazy snowstorm. And I have the beanie on. I'm literally bundled up. It is lower than 19 degrees outside, and it feels like 3 degrees. And this room might as well just be outside. It's not insulated. We've tried to figure many things out to try to make this room a little bit more comfortable. In the summer, it becomes a sauna. That's why I got the air conditioning thing. In the winter, it becomes an icebox. So, yeah, that's where we're at again. You should see it outside, man. It is like... This winter already has been so goddamn ridiculous. And, you know, we're at it again with even more snow. So, that's what's going on. We're still streaming, of course. We're going to go over these news because I'm always here for you guys, even when it gets hard. You know, you guys don't think I do shit. You think I just sit here in front of this camera and into this mic, and then I just blap and yap? You don't understand the sacrifices I make for you. Okay? You don't understand the sacrifices. Show you what? Outside? Maybe I'll post on the Instagram later. It's going crazy. I got island blood. I was never meant to experience winter. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm mostly Polish and we can deal with the cold and everything, but dude, this has been crazy. The snow itself has been like a whole problem in and of itself. Kalen J, thanks for the 5 spot, brother. Says DC greenlit Clayface but canceled live action Authority. Fire James Gunn. I mean, look, I try to be fair. You know, I just don't think he's doing a great job. And yeah, I think this is another ridiculous thing. We'll get into it, though. Joseph Henry, welcome to the Nerd Vengers, baby. You are a Nerd Venger now. You love to see it. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers. Rossi, thanks for the sticker. How you guys doing, man? How's everybody doing? Also, shout out to everybody that stopped by last night for the Marvel Rivals stream. Shout out to the people that played with me last night. No Diddy. I'm talking about on Rivals. You know, we tried ranked a good bit, and we kind of got our shit pushed in. I'm going to be honest. We got our asses kicked. So we're all going to have to practice get a little bit better, and then make a run at ranked. But I do appreciate everybody who was chilling and playing. I felt like we all did pretty good individually. There were a couple games where we all just got totally destroyed, and that is what it is. But for the most part, everybody was playing well. It's just we need to all get better and lock in, use better teamwork. I'm going to play a lot of Marvel Rivals over the weekend, especially if this weather is like this and we're just trapped inside. So, yeah. I'd play with Ray, Josh. I mean, this is a family show, so I assume you mean like a totally okay kind of playing, like playing Marvel Rivals together, maybe. Yeah. I could see Clayface miniseries show, but a movie seems odd. Oh yeah, it seems super odd. It seems quite strange indeed, especially in the wake of all of the comments made by Jeff Snyder about projects being canceled and things like that. It's kind of interesting. It is kind of interesting. Oh my God, his newsletter about that was huge. I still haven't read the whole thing. Crazy. Pretty wild. Josh, put pants on if it's that cold. You know what's funny? I actually was wearing shorts when I first came down today. And I was like, oh my God, it's like really cold today. Throw some clothes on and whatnot. And then like my hands were getting cold. I'm like, oh my God. Like it is so cold today. Holy. Marvel shill box arrived, I see. I don't know what that means, but if there is such a thing, I want one. Warhammer fan casting stream. I'm not going to be able to do that today. The morning was just a little crazy, so I wasn't able to prepare for such a thing, but we'll get there. Gunn announced Brave and the Bold 2 years ago. Still no Batman casting. Yeah, and I don't think it's going into production anytime soon. Yeah, pretty wild. Pretty crazy. Ever since yesterday afternoon, I thought today was Friday, and I have just now realized it is Thursday. Is that like a super bummer? Is that like depressing now that you know? Because that feels like that would kind of suck. You're like, oh shit, let's Friday, let's go. And then you're like, wait, what? It's freaking Thursday? Are you kidding me? Yeah, that sounds like that would be a bummer. It's 4 degrees in Chicago burbs right now. Brother, it is so cold, man. This is all Canada's fault too, I'm pretty sure. I can't 100% confirm that, but I'm pretty sure this is all Canada's fault, man. Bunch of cold ass air coming down from Canada. Holy. My messages are not here. I don't know what that means, brother. Got sweatpants on at work. Noise. Bruno Genius. Any news about the upcoming 40K podcast that you mentioned the other day? I have to sit down and have a meeting with Matt, Nerd of the Rings. I got to hit him up today. And hopefully we can talk over this weekend and get some stuff figured out. And then maybe we can even do a little recording relatively soon. But, you know, we chatted a little bit throughout the week. But we're also both busy, like, with our regular channels and, you know, family and whatnot. So I'm hoping that we can talk about that this weekend and get the ball rolling. Did you see the 28 years later trailer? Not bad. I didn't actually watch the trailer. But I will definitely watch that movie. I really like that first film. I think they did a sequel, and I don't think I saw the sequel. But I saw the original one, for sure. Let's see here. Jug Almighty says, crazy. I think my brain has been a day ahead also. Ooh, yeah, it's tough. Tough to deal with. That's a pretty tough. Y'all gonna move to Colorado? Front range 40 degrees and sunny during the day? What? Trailer was pretty good. Well, that's good. UT Vols going to win NCAA. I don't know what that is, but awesome. Yeah, that's good. Hey, thumbs up. Thumbs up, man. Wartime poem in the trailer? What does that mean? Is that a band? Or is there literally just a wartime poem? I don't know what that means, dude. Type to give goosebumps, low key. What, the trailer? Ooh, that sounds nice. Had an awesome date night with my wife at Cooper's Hawk. That sounds fancy. What's Cooper's Hawk? Is it a fancy restaurant? Have I watched Creature Commandos? Nah, comics things I have not. Maybe I'll get to it this weekend. We are very close to finishing Arcane. Dude, Arcane got crazy. I cannot believe the disparity between the first few episodes of season 2 of Arcane and like the middle to end of season 2 of Arcane. It is phenomenal. The ending of Arcane season 2. Wow. Jerry Comics, thanks for the 10 spot, brother. Says, you watched Gladiator 2 yet? Nah, that's probably streaming for me. I talked to a buddy that saw it and he really liked it. I know people are enjoying it and whatnot, but like the thing I didn't see your 5. I'll look right now though, Mr. Penguin. The thing about oh, okay, I see it right now. The thing about going to the movies right now is it's kind of tough because my wife is so pregnant, like she's about to give birth within the next couple of weeks. So I would just hate to be like at the theater and then she goes into labor and whatnot. Like that would be pretty tough, you know, so kind of holding off on that. By the way, we need more likes. I know it's cold out there and everybody can't move their hands very well, but we need more likes on this video. So you gotta just take your hands out, rub them up, give them a little bit of hot air from the breath, and then move your fucking finger over and click the goddamn like button. Okay, let's see here. 5 spot from Mr. Penguin says, so what is actually going on with the Reeves verse? It seems like it was all planned out until change of leadership happened, then had to rewrite. I mean, okay, so I'll tell you what we've heard, and then I'll tell you like what I think, okay? So from what I understand, Gunn did approach Matt Reeves and he wanted that universe, that Batman, he wanted that to be his Batman. Okay? So he wanted the Batman, the Reeves Batman, to be the DCU Batman. He kind of admitted this recently where he said like he considered it when he was on the Josh Horowitz podcast or whatnot. Multiple other people have reported on this. That's apparently what happened. Matt Reeves said no. Matt Reeves does not want to be a part of the cinematic universe. Matt Reeves just wants to do the Matt Reeves Batman verse. And as far as we know, that is still what's going on. You know? So, I don't know. I mean, we'll talk about this Clayface stuff in a second here because Reeves is a producer on it. A lot of people are assuming it's a Clayface movie in the Matt Reeves universe, which, by the way, if that is true, somebody like let me know, like link me to where that is said. I don't know that that's the case. I think Gunn is trying to do a lot of stuff with Matt Reeves, perhaps still in the hope that they will end up merging still, you know? So that's kind of like what I have heard. What do I think is going on? Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty close to what's going on. You know, The Brave and the Bold is probably being kept in, like Gunn says, the script just isn't ready, but I would bet that they're not moving on it purposely to try to get the Matt Reeves stuff to connect potentially still. I still think Gunn is holding out for that. And I guess it could happen. Like maybe if Matt Reeves saw a screening of Superman and then he could see a vision for how that world would connect, he would be into it. That's like my best answer for you, man. Joseph Henry, thanks for the 5 spot, says, hell yeah, I've been a sub for I don't even know how long. I'm off today. Got a little bit of moolah. I can afford the Nerd Venge now. Let's go. Well, Joseph Henry, we really appreciate it. Welcome to the Nerd Vengers, brother. It's good to have you. Good to have you in the tower. All right, guys. Should we get into this freaking news over here then? Should we just go ahead and get into this freaking news over here? So again, we've got some DC stuff to talk about. We got some Deadpool stuff to talk about. We got some Kraven stuff to talk about. I'm craving to talk about that Kraven, man. And then I want to talk about the most anticipated movies from Fandango. But let's begin with this. What the hell is even this? I honestly didn't think this was real. But it's in Variety. So it's real. Clayface movie officially underway at DC Studios with Matt Flanagan writing. Wow. Okay. Fresh off the success of the HBO series The Penguin, DC Studios has officially greenlit a feature film centered around Clayface, the shape-shifting Batman villain, from a script written by Dr. Sleep filmmaker Mike Flanagan, according to a source with direct knowledge of the production. Plot details are scarce, but filming is expected to begin early next year. Okay, so they have a source very close to the production. They're mentioning the HBO series success of Penguin. DC Studios greenlights a feature film centered around Clayface, shape-shifting Batman villain, script written by Dr. Sleep filmmaker Mike Flanagan. Now, I believe Mike wrote and directed Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep is the sequel to The Shining, right? That they did with Ewan McGregor. I've always heard that that movie's good. Never actually watched it. Unless I'm totally mistaken. Is that not the movie? Dr. Sleep? I'm pretty sure that's the same film. Okay, let's keep going. Matt Reeves and Lynn Harris will produce through their company, 6th and Idaho Productions. Flanagan, who first pitched DC Studios on a Clayface project in 2023, tweeted in 2021 that he was really keen to do a standalone Clayface movie as a horror thriller tragedy, but he already committed to write and direct the next take on The Exorcist for Universal through Blumhouse and Morgan Creek. And he's developing a series adaptation of Stephen King's novel Carrie for Amazon Studios. So DC has been on the hunt for a director to take on the reins, and an announcement is imminent. A representative for DC Studios had no comment. Clayface, one of the earliest Batman antagonists, has passed through several iterations since he was introduced in 1940 as a washed-up actor who turns to crime wearing like the Clayface mask of a character he once played. The character's shape-shifting abilities were first introduced in 1961, and he's been portrayed in many live-action animated Batman adaptations by Ron Perlman on Batman the Animated Series in the 1990s, by Brian McMahon in the 2010 Fox series Gotham. Oh, I didn't know Clayface was in Gotham. And most recently by Alan Tudyk in the Max comedy Harley Quinn, and also in what the hell is the new Creature Commandos thing? He's Clayface in there as well. The decision to greenlight the project is the strongest signal yet that DC Studios co-chiefs James Gunn and Peter Safran intend the studio to incorporate a wide assortment of storytelling tones. One of the main things I wanted to establish is that you can do anything at DC Studios. Gunn recently told Variety, while discussing his animated series Creature Commandos, the first official title in the new DC universe. We can make complete family fare. We can make something that's for general audiences like Superman. We can make something that's violent and sexual like this. It's about creating a world in which we can tell this story about, you know, one type of character in different genres. Okay, so what the fuck are they thinking, basically, is where I'm at with this. Definitely want to know your reactions to this, but like, so let's try to steel man why they're doing this. Let's try to be like as positive as we possibly can before I point out the obvious bullcrappery that is this idea, right? So first thing, this was pitched by Mike Flanagan. So Mike had this pitch in 2023, either before the DCU's conception, he already had this idea, or it's possible that this was something he did when he found out James Gunn was in charge, right? That's a little unclear, but either way, it was conceived of and pitched in 2023. And I guess that's kind of important because it just makes mention of the fact that this was an idea that a creator had and not some mandate from Gunn or some mandate from DC, right? So Flanagan, who, I mean, I haven't seen his movie, right? I haven't seen a lot of his work, but people like Mike Flanagan. He has a pitch for Clayface, okay? So he's got a Clayface idea. And, you know, because of that, I guess we can give a little bit of the benefit of the doubt here, because that means it's coming from a creative place. That means this guy probably just wanted to do this really, really badly and saw an opportunity to pitch it. So that's always better than, like, Sony wants to make a Silver Sable movie, and then they're going to go find a bunch of minions to put out pieces of it that then they can hack together and call it a movie, right? So a little bit better. But, bro, what the fuck? Okay, hang on. Let's talk about this, too. Matt Reeves and Lynn Harris will produce through the company's Sixth and Idaho Productions. Now, I don't think we have any confirmation of whether or not this would be in the main DCU or in Matt Reeves' Batman verse. Right? Now, I think because Matt is producing, a lot of people would say, well, probably going to take place in that universe, probably connected to, like, Penguin and the Batman 2. I don't know which one would be worse. Like, I'm going to be honest. I don't know which one would be worse. If it's a Clayface movie that's coming out before the Batman 2 in that same universe, that seems terrible. Okay? But a Clayface movie filming and going in right alongside of, like, Superman and Supergirl and the Lanterns Project, it also seems terrible. I can't decide which one is worse. I don't know which one would be worse. They're both terrible, okay? Matt Reeves is talented. I like Matt Reeves. I think that he's a cool guy. I suppose I'd be more interested in seeing his version of Clayface because it'd probably be dissimilar to a lot of the other Clayface stuff that we've gotten, right? I mean, the irony of this whole thing is, like, Clayface is a character that's going viral right now for what? For shapeshifting into a very young and hot female character that then has sex with Rick Flag Sr. in Creature Commandos. And on top of that, James Gunn is going viral for, in my opinion, quite creepily posting the behind-the-scenes voice actors recording between these two characters. Like, it's like, that's literally the character that right now is in the zeitgeist because of shapeshifting into a girl banging on this R-rated thing, and then the weird-ass viral thing from Gunn. Like, that, I'm not making that up. That's what it is. That's how Clayface is in the fucking public consciousness right now. So, like, I don't know. Is that the reason they greenlit it? I don't really know. But it all just stinks. It all just seems like bizarro world, stupid decision time making. What the fuck are we doing? Holy shit. Okay, now, that's me being positive. That's me being positive. What are we doing here? DC, what are we doing here? Like, I don't know how many people watched Creature Commandos. I'm assuming not a fucking lot. You know, I'm just going to go out there on a limb and say, I don't think a lot of people are watching that show. I know the Penguin was a success, particularly when compared to all of the other shit that DC has had going on for the last couple of years. Like, remember when James Gunn was like, you should go see all of these movies, but I got a 10-year plan. I'm rebooting this shit. I don't give a fuck, but these movies are great. You should see all of these movies. The Flash is like one of the best. Remember that shit? Yeah, of course. Compare to the lame duck dead on arrival last couple of years of DC and fucking Todd Phillips saying, you know what? Everybody loves this movie, and I'm fucking mad about it. Fuck these Joker fans. Like, all of that. That's the whole DC thing. Of course, Penguin looks like a smash hit compared to all of that shit. But as I've said many times, it's not actually watched by a lot of fucking people, bro. And the main reason is because it's a fucking Penguin show without Batman. Okay? So what the hell are we doing here? What do you mean they're going to make a whole ass Clayface feature-length fucking film? And it goes into production early next year. So with the entirety of the DCU canon available to Warner Brothers and James Gunn and everybody over there, they land on goddamn Clayface? This is unbelievable. This is the stupidest fucking idea I've ever seen in my life. And there are a few people, there's like a few people online that are like glazing for this somehow. And they're like excited that Mike Flanagan is writing it and that it comes from Mike Flanagan. And like that's enough to get people excited for a Clayface movie. Oh my God. This is literally on par with Star Wars trying to get you excited about Jabba the Hutt's son. They're trying to get you excited about Jabba the Hutt's son while Chris Evans is Hydra Cap, RDJ is coming back as Dr. fucking Doom. Like, holy shit. I can't believe this. The other thing that makes this absolutely hilarious is the fact that Sony just had to throw in the goddamn towel and give up on their villain universe. It didn't fucking work. You want to see some interesting shit? Let me show you something. I want to show you guys something because I have a big old video coming out later today about the Sony thing, how it fell apart, what their new plan is, everything I've heard, etc., etc. Look at this shit. These are your Spider-Man movies and Venom, okay? After Spider-Man No Way Home, look at these goddamn movies. Morbius, Madam Web, Venom the Last Dance. Now, ironically, Venom the Last Dance somehow chugging along, getting close to where Let There Be Carnage was, right? But like, look at this thing, man. Look at what happens when you have Spider-Man, and look at what happens when you do not have Spider-Man. Sony just got done for like 4 years trying to make villain movies work. For 4 years, we've watched Sony try to do this. And now, we're going to watch James Gunn and the DCU try to do it as well. I am honestly shocked that this is happening. Clayface? Like, bro, at least Joker made sense. Like, you're going to do a villain movie, you're doing Joker. It's actually disconnected. There's not a Batman, even though Bruce Wayne's kind of in it. Yeah, well, at least that makes sense. The Joker is fucking iconic. Clayface? Bro. What the hell? What the hell is even that? It doesn't make any sense. And this is in the wake of news coming out from Jeff Snyder and others that the DCU is kind of in fucking shambles behind the scenes. That Gunn has canceled multiple projects. They cannot get their shit together, but they're going to go ahead and do Clayface? Holy. So, again, I don't think there's actually indication here of whether or not this is a movie in Matt Reeves' universe or if this is a movie in the overall DCU. I can legitimately not figure out which one would be worse. They're both terrible. This is IS. I can't fucking believe it. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your updates about the DCU. Oh my God. Are we all excited? We're all excited about the DCU. Everybody's all excited about the fucking DCU now. Holy shit. Chat, I'm going to open it up. What are your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? What is happening? Are there any Glazers out there? Is there anybody willing to step up to the podium and explain why this terrible ass, stupid ass, one of the worst goddamn decisions I've ever heard of in my fucking life kind of a things is worth it? Does anybody have the balls to explain why a Clayface movie is the move for DC Studios? Somebody, please, explain it to me, because I don't fucking believe it. Oh, man. Oh, man. And we're really going to do this whole fucking dance again? We're like, oh, Clayface could be pretty good. They're really going to make motherfuckers go do junket interviews and try to act serious when interviewing the cast. They're like, how interesting was it to play fucking Clayface? What? You know, there's a lot of comic books out there. How did it feel to play a relatively obscure one in Clayface? Tell me about the depth of the character and how much it was enjoyable to perform as Clayface. We're really going to line up junket interviews. We're going to fucking do a press tour. We're going to make trailers. We're going to do all this for fucking Clayface? We're really doing this. We're really doing this. Oh my God. Unbelievable. The amount of wasted goddamn money on this shit. Man, everybody involved with this should be slapped across the face with a frozen salmon. This is ridiculous. Goddamn industry is dying. The film industry is fucking dying. And we got motherfuckers out here. Clayface. I can't fucking believe it. Anyway, needless to say, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good decision. I don't think it's a good use of everybody's time. I don't think it's good use of money. I don't think it's worth whatever amount of money is spent keeping the servers up that are running the fucking articles that are bringing this shit up. I don't think it's worth a goddamn thing. Okay, let me catch up on some chats before we go into the next one, man. This is fucking crazy. What is this world? Joshua says, Clayface movie? What? Yeah, same. Representative Binks says, yo, what's up? Heading to the final exam right now. It was fun to play with you in the community on Tuesday night. Nerd Ventures for life. RIP Sonyverse. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, it was good to play with you. Good luck on your final there, man. Flanagan's horror epics on Netflix are fire. Nerd Ventures for life. Okay. I guess after Clayface becomes the next big hit, everyone will go check those out, huh? Elliot H says, I don't feel good about the DCU. It should start out with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. There's a reason the Absolute Universe is doing that. Yeah, I know. Can you fucking imagine if for the relaunch of DC Rebirth, DC Comics was like, you know what else? Absolute Clayface. Yeah, everyone would riot. Absolute Clayface? What the hell? Kalen says, start with Superman, Batman, Lanterns, then world build around these characters. I don't understand this direction. Yeah. I don't understand it either. I mean, here's the thing. It's probably cheap. Horror is traditionally cheap. If it's Flanagan and his horror vibes, it's probably going to be cheap. So I guess that's good. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else to say. W. Mir, thanks for the 10 spot, brother. Very generous. Says, Gunn doing this is the equivalent of playing level 3 baby dragon in attack mode against an Egyptian god card. Even with an assist from the Time Wizard, it's just bad strategy. Smack my head. Is that some Yu-Gi-Oh shit, bro? I mean, I watched the Saturday morning cartoon. What was the one guy's name? He had like a Brooklyn accent. He was like, it's a blue-eyed, white-eyed dragon, Yugi. Yugi. It's a blue-eyed white dragon, or whatever he said. Is that Yu-Gi-Oh? Is that what that is? Vagabond of Light with a 5 spot says, maybe Clayface's ability to change into any character is what they are going for, and it will have a bunch of cameos. Might be the only logic. How is that good? How is that good, though? You know who is so happy about this? Do you know the happiest person on the planet about this shit? The guy that does the pitch meetings. The guy that does the pitch meetings, he's like licking his chops, man. He's probably having a fantastic day. That dude is like, Clayface? Are you serious? Holy shit, let's go. Like, he's loving it, dude. He's probably already writing it. He's already writing his video. Yeah, Ryan George, man. He's good. He's good. Doth, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. That is very generous, man. Thank you so much. Rossi says, if you never see me in chat again, Kraven killed me. Oh, you're going today? Good luck, brother. And then Rossi, thank you for a gifted membership. Kalen says, scrap Superman and hire Henry Cavill. All is forgiven. LOL. I know, right? If he would just do that, but he didn't, and he won't. So yeah, that's how that's going. Jerry Comics, thank you for gifting a membership, man. I appreciate it. Okay, any other comments, questions, concerns, guys, before we get off of this Clayface discussion? This is so ridiculous to me. I can't even. Like, for real, as somebody that, like, does this for a living and, like, covers all the nerdy news and all the updates and everything like that, like, man, it's just been wild. Like, Star Wars, DC, and Sony over the last couple of years. And frankly, Marvel, too. Like, Marvel's done a lot of bullshit. It seems like they're turning it around. But my God. My God, bro. Watching Kraven today or tomorrow? Noise. It's shake, not smack my head, brother. Yeah. For me, it's like smash my own head and hope that, like, the concussion makes me forget that this has happened. That's kind of where I'm at. Okay, I'm back. Do we all accept that Clayface movie is fire? Yeah, that's pretty much where everybody is at. Yeah. Wonder Man? I mean, look, I think Wonder Man's a terrible idea, too. I have no idea what that show's about. I have no idea how it's going to be cool. But it's not like we're at the beginning of a shared universe. We're 3 movies in and we're doing fucking Wonder Man. You know what I mean? Even Wonder Man is coming out in a year with a Captain America movie, a Fantastic Four movie, and a Thunderbolts movie. So, like, yeah, we can say Wonder Man's sus. We can say Wonder Man seems shitty. We can even say, like, who the fuck is this for? They shouldn't do this. But to act like them making a Wonder Man show is the same thing as the DCU greenlighting within the first couple of years of their entire universe a fucking Clayface movie. No. They are not even comparable. And the pandemic screwed up Marvel, but what's the excuse for DC and Sony? And Nukes for All says on Twitch. That's actually a good point. Totally fair point. Totally fair point. Wonder Man looks actually terrible. It does. I cannot believe they're making it. But at the same time, maybe there's something that we don't know and they haven't seen. I don't know, bro. Hey, bro, I don't know, bro. What you want me to say about that shit, bro? I don't know. Marvel's world building is the reason people are still invested. You cannot compare the state of these two franchises. No, you cannot. It's not even close. It's not even close, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. You know what else is crazy? You know what else? You know what actually legitimately made my day, chat? This right here. Now, this is a little teaser trailer thing that Ryan Reynolds did with his daughter and with his wife, too. And it's all about this right here. The SickKids Foundation. We're going to play the entire trailer because it's fantastic. And he throws some shade towards James Gunn, which I think is fantastic. But the main thing here is SickKids Foundation, which is a charity. If you donate to SickKids before midnight on December 21st, Ryan and Blake will match all donations up to $500K. So there's a link here, SickKids Foundation. Like, this is awesome, But let's try to not get completely lost in the sauce, and let's remember that this is actually for a good cause, and we should donate. You know, if you got a little bit of extra cheddar, you should put it in a super chat and give it to me. But if you have even more extra cheddar, you should help these kids, man. All right, let's watch this. Let's watch this trailer thing here. This is fantastic.
Woo! Benevolence is thirsty work.
Huh. Where to next?
Well, I thought we'd eliminate sick kids.
Oh, dude, that's so up.
No. We're eliminating the sickness by encouraging people to donate. We're gonna need some help. Because you and I are technically R-rated, and these are kids. Sick kids.
Did someone call for help?
Linda Carter! What the
Carter!
Aren't you a wonderful woman?
Okay, so what's the plan?
We're gonna help eliminate sick kids by raising money for Sick Kids Hospital.
What do you need me to do?
Don't be so obtuse.
So obtuse. You know, the thing, if you don't mind.
The thing.
Come on, lady, give us the sugar.
Yes.
Stand back, here I go.
It's happening. She's gonna do it!
Oh my God.
Who did this?
The DC lawyers, I knew it.
That's one f***ing ugly sweater.
Yeah, it's probably the same guy that got Cavill and that other Batman. Let's ride.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Benevolence is thirsty work.
So I'll take you through some of the Easter eggs. So this is Kid Pool. This is also Reynolds' daughter. So interestingly enough, remember when we knew there was going to be Kid Pool in Deadpool and Wolverine, and everybody thought it was going to be that kid from the Atom Project? So that's well, the reason that didn't happen is because Ryan was saving the role for his daughter. So that's Kid Pool played by his daughter. Kind of cool.
Huh. Where to next?
Well, I thought we'd eliminate sick kids.
Oh, dude, that's so up.
No. We're eliminating the sickness by encouraging people to donate. We're gonna need some help. Because you and I are technically R-rated, and these are kids. Sick kids.
Love it. And getting Linda Carter, super cool, little shot across the bow.
Did someone call for help?
Linda Carter! What the f are you?
I love that they're fucking arguing like that. It's cool.
Aren't you a wonderful woman?
Okay, so what's the plan?
We're gonna help eliminate sick kids by raising money for Sick Kids Hospital.
What do you need me to do?
Don't be so obtuse.
So obtuse. You know, the thing, if you don't mind.
The thing.
Come on, lady, give us the sugar.
Stand
Come on,
back,
lady,
here
give
I
us the
go.
sugar.
She's gonna do it!
Now, that is actually the sweater from one of Ryan Reynolds' famous viral IG posts where they tricked him into thinking it was an ugly sweater party, but it wasn't. And I think he's there with Hugh Jackman and somebody else. But that's the exact sweater from that. Kind of funny.
Who did this?
The DC lawyers, I knew it.
That's one f***ing ugly sweater.
Yeah, it's probably the same guy that got Cavill and that other Batman.
Yeah, the guy that got Cavill and that other Batman. And he's saying, got him, like, fired him. Fucking James Gunn. Bitch ass James Gunn, white spiky haired, freaky looking motherfucker. But anyway, this is a great cause. This is super cool. Wanted to share it with you. Now, here's the question, right? Does this then mean that there is no Deadpool and Wolverine Christmas special? This was scooped by the Geeky Cast, and we give credit where credit is due. But also, if this was not ever an actual special, then Geeky bad. Geeky did not get the scoop correct. And the reason I bring that up is because a lot of people, when he was saying that, were saying, no, there is no holiday special. There is no Deadpool holiday special. So Geeky Cast might be a little bit too quick on the gun there, and might have gotten this one wrong, because it seems like it's not actually a holiday special. It seems like it's just a promotion here. However, we don't know for sure. There could technically still be a holiday special. I don't really think so. I think this is just probably a cool little thing they shot for charity there. And it was fun. It brightened my day, that's for sure. So, what do you guys think? Linda is 70? No way. She looks incredible.
Let's ride.
No way.
Yes.
The DC lawyers, I knew it.
That's one ugly sweater.
It's probably the same guy.
Yeah, she looks great. Funny idea, man. You know, like, Reynolds is really, really creative. So it's interesting to get, like, the Wonder Woman character. I mean, he's really good at understanding pop culture and how people discuss these sort of things. And if you didn't realize, like, guys, in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, he's literally talking about how Marvel will treat Henry Cavill so much better than those shit fucks up the street. That's James Gunn and DC. Now, to be fair, it's not all James Gunn, because Cavill was treated pretty poorly by just regular ass DC before James even got there. But James fired him as well. So, yeah, definitely throwing some shade there. And I think the thing is, he's tapping into that cultural conversation even by getting Linda Carter. Like, you really have to kind of, like, examine what he's even trying to do here. By getting Linda Carter, he automatically opens up that whole DC versus Marvel thing. And then by mentioning Cavill and all that sort of stuff, he just, like, throws more fuel on the fire, getting people to talk about it, getting people to give attention to it for a good cause. But I mean, that's his whole thing. He's really smart at sort of hijacking attention, right? So I thought this was really cool. I think it's a good cause. I'm going to donate. And I'm definitely donating because he threw some shade at DC and Henry Cavill. Let's fucking go. W Ryan Reynolds. W Marvel. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Guys, you should see how busted my phone is. Can you see this? The entire thing, my screen is like coming off. The whole screen. I'm so stubborn, though, that technically it still works. So I'm not replacing it. I'm just continuously holding and putting the screen back into the phone. And this is not the first thing that has gone wrong with this phone. The volume buttons broke and fell off a long time ago, but you can still technically adjust the volume by going into the settings, going to the volume thing and doing it your own. So I was like, I'm literally so stubborn that I was like, well, technically I could still control the volume, even though the volume buttons fell off. And I'm like, technically, yes, the screen is coming apart, but it still works. That is how fucking stubborn I am about this kind of stuff. Nerdy Mastermind. Oh, here we go. Says, can we please stop this fake love you all have for Cavill? Looking at this dude's box office, he is not a star at all, and people don't go see his films. Okay, how about this? Throw a 1 into the chat if you love Henry Cavill. You don't think people go up to see his movies? Because as far as I know, Cavill was in one of the biggest movies of the year, Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, people don't go see his movies? How about being a star in one of the biggest movies of the year? And maybe it's just a cameo? Maybe it's just a cameo, but we all know he carried. He carried. Everybody loves Henry Cavill. We're all excited for the Warhammer shit. See how I slipped that in there? So there you go, Nerdy Mastermind. Why don't you take a look at all these fat ones in the chat and suck on it? Appreciate the love, though. Joshua says, Nerdy Mastermind, you're alone. Yeah, let him know. Let him know how alone he is. We love Henry Cavill around here. Don't fucking come at the cavalry like that. Holy shit. Adam says, Josh, you're right. Numbers don't matter. The narrative don't matter. We love Henry Cavill. Dude, thanks, Adam. Thanks, man. Yeah, see? I had to hide the Warhammer. If you guys had heard Warhammer immediately, there wouldn't have been ones in the chat. I had to kind of like slip it in. It's already too late. Y'all put the ones in. And then I was like, oh shit, here we go. Oh shit. You know what I think would be fun? Let's look at Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see how let's see how well this Kraven movie's doing. Adam, you still in here for this part, bud? You're gonna love this. So yesterday, with 17 reviews in, Kraven debuted at 12%. And then I said, I bet it goes down. I was being a little cheeky. It literally went down. It went down to like 9% for a while. Now, I'm pretty sure it's back up. I think it's like 14%. Let's double check right now. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, my God. 16%. Look at all this rotten, dude. This is crazy. I'm actually interested in reading the positive reviews because they are so rare. So this guy, Steven Silver, says, arrived with little fanfare and is said to be one of the last in the series of movies. So it's something of a surprise that it's not all that bad. That's a positive review. Jesse says, while all the previous movies in this barely series seemed scrambled together in a panic, Chandler's movie seems scrambled together with a great deal of confidence and a bunch of style. Bro, that's a positive review. Oh my God, that's a positive review. Christy says, this bonkers superhero movie is at its best when it embraces its most bizarre elements. In those moments, Kraven the Hunter is chaotic fun. That's an absolute blast to see on the big screen. Okay, there you go. Travis here says, with genuinely awesome action from skilled director J.C. Chandler, plus a swaggering Aaron Taylor Johnson at his most charismatic, it clears the admittedly low bar of being the best of Sony's Marvel spinoff. Amazing. Oh my God, Grace gave it a fucking fresh tomato. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. James Preston says, Kraven the Hunter isn't going to be anyone's favorite comic book movie. What it is, though, is still respectable. You can do much worse than a propulsive action flick with a ridiculous premise and a lot of fun supporting characters. Awesome, dude. And then Grace Randolph, the South Star. I had a great time. Some very nice Easter eggs for comic book fans, and casual moviegoers are likely to enjoy the performances across the board. Oh no. If you enjoyed the first Venom, you should enjoy this movie as well. Holy, bro. Holy. And then we have EJ over here. Says, it's easily the best Sony superhero movie since Venom. Oh my God. There's so much to sink your teeth into. You'll be thrilled by the amazing animalistic action. Wow. Okay. So with 63 reviews in, Kraven the Hunter sits at 16%. Kind of unbelievable. It's getting absolutely shit on by critics, dude. Even the positive reviews do not really seem positive. This thing's gonna bomb. I mean, it might even bomb worse than a lot of these other movies. Like, this is kind of amazing. It was last projected when we spoke to be between 13 and 15 million dollars. What if this thing doesn't even crack the double digits? Like, unbelievable, brother. This is pretty wild here. So, not really a surprise that Sony has put it out to pasture. You know, they're breaking Hollywood trade articles talking about how it's the last of this bullshit. They removed it from like 1,000 theaters. So, you know, we're doing really well here. This is clutch. And you know what I would do when I saw these numbers, chat? Do you guys know what I would do? If I saw all these numbers, right? Just as an outsider looking in here, you know what I would do? I would greenlight a Clayface movie. That's what I would do. You want to do something super big brain? Looking at these Kraven numbers, looking across the street and the Sony lot is literally on fire. I'd greenlight a Clayface movie, dude. That seems like a brilliant move. Unbelievable. W. Mir says, at least Sonyverse will outlive Gunn's ill-fated DCU. I mean, we'll see. We shall see. Nerd of the Ring says, the fact that Kraven will probably still make more money than Rohim is kind of depressing. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what the deal is with the Rohim hate. People seem to really not like it. There was a lot of critical stuff that seemed weird. It's not going to get shit on the way this movie is, though. I think animation's maybe a part of it, too. Maybe some of the confusion as far as, like, you've got Rings of Power, then you've got new stuff coming with Jackson. What is this movie? How does this fit into anything, right? So there's potentially a lot of reasons as to why mainstream audiences would not maybe check out the Lord of the Rings thing. By the way, Matt, I got to hit you up later, man. We got to try to have a meeting maybe in the next couple of days or over the weekend, just so we can kind of discuss the podcast and see where we go from there. Because of Whammon, I mean, maybe a little bit. I wouldn't say that it's... Like, I don't know Tolkien's stuff well enough. The way people described it to me was like, this is a side character that has like a single paragraph in the lore that then is now getting a full-ass movie or whatnot. And if that's true, then I could see some people being like, you know, eye roll and whatever. It's pretty clear that audiences are like, I don't think there's any exact line that you can draw that would make like entire swaths of audiences reject movies. But it is pretty clear with the data of the last couple of years that if audiences find a narrative reason to not like a movie and to check out, they will reject it in ways that like we just didn't used to see. So like Joker 2, for instance, right? Joker 2 is not woke in any way. It doesn't fight any culture war battles or anything like that. The narrative about Joker 2 was that it disrespects the fans of the first movie. That was the overwhelming narrative that came out. And then that narrative, people, when they heard that, they just rejected it completely, right? So it's like, I don't know what the narrative is for Rohim. It's probably just that, like, it's not actually Lord of the Rings that's worth your time, is probably what it is, right? Maybe small little micro narratives and side narratives and stuff like that. The narrative on Kraven is that it's just more Sony slop and that it doesn't matter because it's about to all go away. Like, that's the narrative on Kraven. It's your usually scheduled Sony slop. And it also won't matter because they're not doing anything else with this film and this character, right? So, I don't really know. Yeah. Woke movies are not money makers. I mean, for the most part, that's just classically been true. Like, you could categorize a quote-unquote woke movie as like a movie with heavy messaging or a movie that appeals to social messaging crowds and certain things like that. Those movies have never been big hits, but I would argue that there are examples of shows and movies that do woke stuff that are very successful. The Boys is a great example. You know, the right wing, especially over the last season, really got mad at The Boys. It was its biggest season ever. You know, it was bigger than ever. Barbie had a lot of strong, like, social messaging in it. Barbie was the biggest movie of that year, right? The Super Mario Brothers movie with Peach being a girl boss, that sent a ripple and a fissure through the anti-woke community. They couldn't quite decide if it was woke or not. That was a hilarious situation to watch them try to figure out. It didn't matter. Super Mario was incredibly successful. So while I sort of, I guess, generally would agree that woke movies don't make a ton of money, this idea that everything that goes woke goes broke is actually just not true. Like, that's not actually true. I would still say, though, that especially given the current climate, like, just stay away from social messaging. Stay away from it. And even if you do touch it in a way that, like, Deadpool did. You know, no Diddy. But, like, Deadpool was straight up making fun of the woke mob and getting canceled and all this sort of stuff. That just feels good. Everybody can laugh at that, but it's not deep enough to get anybody to be like, well, actually, that's kind of fucking problematic. You know what I mean? So, like, just ease up on that shit. It's like my strategy. That's what I would do if I was in Hollywood. I would just be like, yo, ease up on the messaging. People are very fatigued of it, you know? But yeah, we need to chat some Warhammer. Looking forward to it. Going to be a fun few years gearing up for the series. I know. I'm really excited. I actually think our conversations will be really good, man. And we could legitimately make really good content that will help people getting into Warhammer, like kind of interested in the Cavill stuff, which is going to be a whole bunch of people, brother, because like it's about to, you know, get bigger than ever. But also, I think because we can interface with other Warhammer creators, lore experts, people from Games Workshop, like I'm looking forward to learning a lot, you know, and maybe we do some, like we read some stuff. We have like a little book club thing where we read stuff and then we talk about it on the pod or whatever. Yeah, I'm genuinely excited, man. I'm excited for the show. I think it's going to make me a better fan and potentially a better content creator, you know? Josh forgot Twitch chat again, lol. What the hell? I told you she is crazy. I freaking told you. Wait, who? Who's crazy? What are you talking about? Barbie wasn't purely a woke movie, though. It criticized the movement as well. So, even if I grant you that, do you think that takes away from the point that I was making? Because I think that movie has a lot of messaging in it. Like, I think Barbie has a lot of messaging. Like, are you just being pedantic, or do you actually think my point is incorrect? That's like my question to you. Because I'm not wrong. Plainly. Probably Grace, because she also thinks Clayface is a great idea. Does she really? There's no way. There's no way she actually thinks that. Oh, no. Oh, no. It can't be. It can't be real. James says, I'm counting on Nerdhammer to get me into Warhammer. 100% we got you. Here's some cope. This movie is so bad that people want to go see how bad it is. This is my D&D. Goddamn, bro. That is some serious cope. You know what? You got to give credit. That's a stretch like you've never seen. Rossi says, can we watch Jeremy John's review for Kraven? We absolutely should. We should do that. Because, by the way, I'm not going to see Kraven. Like, I'm not going to see that.
Man, Kraven's got the man jewelry, the accessories. It's a cool look. Which brings me to the sponsor of today's video, the answer to the dilemma, what to get them as a gift. Time is running out. Holzkern, bringing you watches, jewelry, and accessories for both men and women that pop with a unique flair. You know my resistance to digital things. ironically. But when it comes to things I wear, like watches, I prefer
dude,
analog. And they have some really unique looking watches.
Morphonauts, 100%. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest questions is like, what are they going to narratively build towards? Are they going to do the Horus Heresy? Because I think you got to build towards Horus Heresy, and then you could do like the Infinity Saga during the Horus Heresy. Oh my God.
With some nice wood accents in the case of the watch
referring to
I got.
Grace, it also says you still Twitch Rivals, by the way. Yeah, that's fine. We're technically playing Rivals just off screen.
I always love me a nice skeleton watch. I like being able to look at the spring, watch the movement, get lost in a city of intricacy. Mechanical watches are classy. They're never going out of style. Also perfect.
I'm not going to watch 28 Years Later in theaters, but I'll watch it eventually for sure.
In the movie theater, you got to check the time. So maybe the movie's dragging on. Because checking your phone in a movie theater is just not right. But like I said before, they also have jewelry like the Prelude bandlet. Dark stainless steel, again with wood accents. Apparently I just love that. They offer worldwide shipping. Customs fees are on them. Products typically arrive between 2 to 5 business days. And all orders placed by December 19th are guaranteed to arrive by Christmas.
I mean, get your money, Jeremy, but this shit looks terrible.
Day. Appreciate the Christmas shopping peace of mind. So click the link below or scan the QR code. Use discount code Johns upon checkout. Save yourself 15%. And now, from the studio that brought us Madam. Okay. So Kraven the Hunter is the newest Sony Spider-Man villain movie without Spider-Man, which I hear it's the last too. So after this, Sony gets to go, well, we tried. So the plot of Kraven the Hunter is Kraven hunts and kills bad guys. He has a list. And to be fair, when the movie started out, the first sequence, I was like, this might actually be good. But now a bunch of baddies have taken a family member of his, so he has to get his family member back, take out the baddies. So Kraven is going to face off with them on his turf, the wilderness. So if you swap love interest with family member, you get to experience a more boring, takes itself far too seriously version of Crocodile Dundee 2. Which feels weird to say that's the plot because that's the plot of the second half of the movie. First half is a really long superpower origin story setup, and then Kraven's, I don't know, hanging out, I guess. Couple cool moments, but still, you look at the whole picture and it doesn't always mesh well. It doesn't always feel like a smooth ride. There is some fun action in this movie. Not gonna act like there isn't. I mean, it's always surrounded by CGI, but fun action. The hits are bloody, fun. Some are actually kind of satisfying. I thought Aaron Taylor Johnson was good in the movie, not saying he feels like Kraven the Hunter. Poor guy, because we got a pretty awesome Kraven the Hunter in the Spider-Man 2 game. So he's always going to be compared to that Kraven. He doesn't compare to that Kraven.
Yeah, so like that is way more like Kraven. But I've not played the second Spider-Man game, but that is way more like Kraven. And you know, if I were to do Kraven in live action, I would get somebody like that. Even potentially somebody bigger, like somebody the size of Reacher or bigger. Like, to me, that's Kraven.
And he feels like, I don't know, a cool guy who can hunt. In that, it kind of feels like one of those movies in which there was a script for a film about this guy who hunts, and he hunts douchebags and poachers. And the studio was like, there's no real way to market that. It's just going to be a forgettable, generic movie. So we'll put that in a movie with Spider-Man character IP. Now it can be a generic, forgettable movie with Spider-Man character IP. The best character in the film, I felt, was his brother. If you don't know who his brother is in Marvel lore, I'll keep that one to myself because there are things pointing to that. At a point, you might have this eureka moment. Oh, he's that guy. I feel like you should experience that if you go watch Kraven this weekend.
Guys, it is so cold in here. I just want to let you know. Might be a shorter stream. We're gonna watch this. I'm gonna talk about the most anticipated movie. We'll kick it. We'll do a little Q&A, and then I have to go start a fire.
Even though no one's gonna watch Kraven, doesn't matter. Still, gonna keep it to myself. I don't know, maybe in one of the original scripts that was fused together, stitched together to form this Frankenfuck of a script, there was something more interesting they were gonna do with that dude. But now we have a movie.
Comment Josh W. I have no idea what you're talking about, and like it's just so out of left field that like I'm not gonna address it, dude. Like I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
That feels like someone went, get this script out of my face. We make it up as we go along. Which, to be fair, I hear they did that with the first Gladiator movie. However, that's why that's special. But there is some acting in this movie that ranges from checked out for the paycheck, paychecked out, I guess I'll call it, from paychecked out to just bad. And Calypso's in this movie, because I get it, comic book characters coming together, comic book lore and all. But she feels more shoehorned or forced into this movie for the sake of setting up.
No, it's all good, bro. It's just like, what am I supposed to do with that?
We'll see. Then naturally
Like,
being in this movie for the story.
You could literally, every single person that we talk about, every single person that we like watch a video, you could probably say some shit like that, and like I'd be like, I don't know, I guess maybe shit. Like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Because there's a point and purpose for her. But there were times I couldn't tell if she was a bad actress or the voice dubbing was bad. From the studio that brought you Madam Web, indeed. More characters walking around with bare feet, though in the case of Kraven, it kind of makes sense a couple times, and awkwardly dubbed voiceover work that doesn't really match. I mean, when you have dialogue that takes place outside, you're gonna have ADR. You're gonna have the actors
Philly
have to be
this
in a sound
weekend.
booth and re-record their voice to match what they're saying on screen. But this feels like a couple times people were like, yeah, great. One take. That's good. And her face didn't match the vocal inflection. It just came across as monotone, boring, dull, and awkward. It's kind of like, but what do you mean? It's weird. And this movie has way too many villains in it. The daddy issues with Russell Crowe as the father, you're kind of locked into that. The movie sets you up to be, until it becomes a side note. Now you have the Rhino, which when I saw this dude, I was like, is that Pollux Troy from Face Off? I thought it couldn't be. Looked it up. It's Pollux Troy from Face Off. I didn't think it was possible. Dude looks really good for the fact that Face Off came out in 1997. I'll give him this. At first I was like, this dude is just cheesing it. He feels like a cartoon. Then, about halfway into the movie, I got it. This is the only dude in the film leaning into the fact that this movie is this movie. Then there's this other dude. Did not need to be in this movie. He's called the Foreigner, and he has these powers where he takes off his sunglasses and just kind of hypnotizes people, and they just freeze.
The fuck?
He just walks around them and kills them at his leisure. In Marvel, Foreigner's a dude who keeps himself in peak physical shape and has really good reflexes. I mean, you can make that cool. He's a really badass hitman, I guess. But in this Kraven movie, they gave him the powers of Mesmero, kind of, I guess, in which that would be an X-Men thing that Fox owned, and then Disney.
Dude, guys, stop like hassling Dark Angel because she made a point about fucking Barbie. Like, we get it. You don't like the messaging in Barbie. By the way, I don't like the messaging in Barbie. But you don't have to hassle a member of the community about it. Holy shit.
He bought Fox, and so now the MCU owns that. Point is, he's a fusion of a couple characters that feels like a character that didn't need to be in Kraven.
Just
chill. And yeah, we gotta talk about the CGI in this movie. I feel like I'm used to it at this point. When I see shoddy, cartoonish CGI, I'm like, yeah, well, it's a movie. It's an action movie. That's how it is. That's not how it is. It's not how it should be. It's not how it should feel. And even in that by comparison, it still feels more cartoonish than most. Even with the Rhino, for a long time in the movie, he's not the Rhino. And then, of course, for the big action sequence at the end, he becomes the Rhino. It's not worth the wait. His creature design, his actual look, is actually pretty accurate. I like that. What I don't like is the fact that it looks like Kraven's fighting a cartoon monster. Nature versus nurture. Find out who really wins in this CGI fist fest between two characters juiced up on chemicals in front of a green screen. So that's Kraven. Feels like a Sony Spider-Man universe movie without Spider-Man in it that had sex with and had a kid with Crocodile Dundee too, kind of. It's not overly memeable or offensively bad. It's just it's blah. It is what it is. It's a 2024 movie. A bad 2024 movie, since we're coming up at the end of the year. You know that time of the year when we start making the lists. I just noticed a very 2024 pattern of movies that were just kind of blah. Maybe that's why this movie was delayed for a year. It's like, yeah, but this would really stand out as a bad movie in 2023. In 2024, it'll just kind of be blah. Like a lot of movies in 2024, just, blah.
Yeah, that's fair. I think, I can agree with that. I think the reshoots and the delay was actually to add more Rhino. I think that's what they wanted.
Movie that happened. One of the movies of all time. When people say those phrases, they're thinking of a movie like Kraven the Hunter. There are movies that throw back to the old days of comic book movies, and then there are movies that throw back to the old days of comic book movies in the wrong ways. The kind of movie I'm not going to remember in T-1 day. It's just blah. And another thank you to Holzkern for sponsoring this video. Again, click the link below or scan the QR code. Use code JOHNS upon check.
That's about as close as I will get to actually watching that movie. So thank you, Jeremy. Seems like it's terrible. All right. Last thing I want to go over today, just because I'm kind of like fascinated by this. We briefly spoke about this yesterday, but like this is kind of shocking to me. This is the most anticipated movies of 2025, according to Fandango. Crazy. So let's go over this. Number one. Actually, should we start with number 10? Let's start with number 10 and work our way back, okay? So, number 10, 28 years later. Even that is kind of surprising to me. Like, I know it just had a trailer and I know people are excited about it. But like this survey was taken over 9,000 ticket buyers. How the hell is this even on there? Like, how did they know about this movie? Did you guys know about this movie before the trailer came out? Like, that's wild to me. I mean, it's respectable for the film to get on there. But goddamn, like, I had no idea that this was even going to be a thing. I mean, maybe other people did. Maybe it was just on a list and it's like recognizable. And people are like, yo, okay, cool. It's a very popular franchise. Yeah, I mean, that could be what it is for sure. Superman in number 9. Fascinating, dude. I mean, I'm not saying that this is like panic mode, but I will point this out, okay? Many of us have said and sort of asked the question, what's going to happen between Fantastic Four and Superman? Well, if this chart is any indication, Superman's about to get shit on, dude, because Fantastic Four is all the way up at number 5. That's also wild to me, but we'll get there. But like, dude, Superman being at number 9? Brother, everybody knows about Superman. Like, everybody knows about Superman. Are you kidding me? It's wild to me. So, I mean, that's pretty low. That's like weird. I suppose maybe this is hurt a little bit by the fact that there's no trailer. But I feel like there's been, obviously I'm in the nerdy space, right? So there's like a lot of like nerdy shit that we go over. So Superman's been super relevant to me. And, you know, I have my whole situation with James Gunn, et cetera, right? But I was shocked to see Superman at number 9. What do you guys think? Like, am I crazy or is that shocking? Superman will go up when the trailer drops. Yeah. I mean, I would expect it to. I mean, they better fucking hope it does. I'm surprised Cap 4 is number 1. Me too. We'll get there. But yeah, that's shocking as well. Yeah. Crazy, right? Like, that's wild. Like, Superman's hanging out with 28 Days Later and The Accountant 2. Like, what? Okay, all right, I guess we'll see how that goes. Number 8, The Accountant 2. Even that's kind of shocking to me. Although I think that, hasn't this thing had trailers? I feel like I've seen at least a teaser trailer for this or something. But The Accountant is lit. Y'all ever see that movie? I thought it was something of like a cult classic. But The Accountant is a great flick, man. It is super cool. So that's kind of interesting. Wicked Part 2. This makes sense to me. Okay? This makes sense to me. Wicked just came out. It's got a Part 2 next year. It's great to have Part 1 and a Part 2. Definitely builds hype. Really, really interesting. Avatar Fire and Ash. I didn't realize that shit was coming out next year. That's crazy. I thought that was coming out in 2026. Fire and Ash? Dude, sign me up for that. Where's the Ray movie at? God damn it, Star Wars. I'm quite excited for Avatar Fire and Ash. The second Avatar movie shocked me with how good it was. Shocked me with how much fun I had. And people went crazy for it, bro. Don't bet against Jimmy Cameron. Unbelievable. Now let's talk about Fantastic Four. This is shocking to me. Fantastic Four at number 5 is shocking to me. We have not had a trailer. It is all just behind the scenes stuff and then the mention of it via San Diego Comic-Con, you know, D23, some things here and there, no public trailers, leaked set photos, and a lot of rumors. Like, what? How can the Fantastic Four be that high up on the list? It's kind of blowing my mind. We did have a trailer. What? No, there's been teasers behind the scenes. They have not released an official trailer for the Fantastic Four at all. Nope. There was behind the scenes stuff at San Diego Comic-Con. There was behind the scenes stuff at D23. You and I might have seen a trailer, but 9,000 people at fucking Fandango, no, they haven't seen a trailer. So That's crazy to me. I think it speaks to the strength of the Marvel brand. And like, Marvel did this thing that's so weird where it's so popular and so prevalent in pop culture that you literally have a bunch of fans that know nothing about the Fantastic Four that essentially just know that they're supposed to be hyped up about it, and therefore they are absolutely getting hyped up about it. Like, and I don't want to say it's a bunch of fake fans, but it really is. It's a bunch of fake fans that are so excited about Fantastic Four coming to the MCU simply because they know Kevin says it's incredible. All of the nerds say it's incredible. So they just kind of like look around the room and they're like, oh yeah, everybody's really excited about Fantastic Four. Fuck yeah, me too. And on the one hand, you might be like, okay, well, that's like a little bit lame and whatever. But also, it works, brother. That's why they are the success that they are. Like, Marvel's crazy. If you would, I cannot believe that a Fantastic Four movie is so far ahead of a Superman movie as far as hype. That's absurd. Okay, number 4, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. This is wild. Talk about franchise strength, man. John Wick spinoff at number 4. Do people not know that this movie was remade and Chad Stahelski had to come in and fix it all because it was completely fucked up? And the answer is no, they don't. They literally don't. Like, super nerdy people that follow movie news, we know about that shit. But most of the audience, they do not. So these 9,000 ticket buyers on Fandango, they have no clue. They literally just like John Wick, and they think Ana de Armas was hot in the movies, or she's cool in the movies, or whatever. Crazy! All the way up to number 4. Jurassic World Rebirth. Unbelievable, dude. At number 3. Talk about franchise strength yet again. Jurassic World Rebirth. Do they not know that silly ass, stupid ass, way too much cuts Gareth frickin' Edwards is directing this thing? Nah, they probably don't. But they know Scarlett Johansson is starring in it, and they know it's going to have a bunch of sick ass dinosaurs. And it's all the way up at number 3. Isn't that crazy? Wild. Number 2, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. This is maybe the most sus thing on the entire thing. How the fuck is everybody so excited for this movie when the previous film did really badly? Like, the last one, I love that movie. I think that movie's incredible. What was it? It was part 1, and then they took part 2 off of the second one because it performed that badly. So what the hell? Did everybody just forget about the last Mission Impossible movie, but they're still really excited for the next one? I don't know, man. It just seems crazy to me. But I guess since it's the final, it's the actual last one. Maybe that's part of why it's hyped up. But again, you see that franchise strength there. Now, Captain America: Brave New World. What the hell is going on here? Like, come on, man. What the hell is going on here? The normies are literally just that excited. What is it? Is it Anthony Mackie? I don't think so. Is it Sam Wilson as Captain America? Damn sure don't think so. This movie is number 1 for one reason only. Harrison Ford, Red Hulk. Period. Harrison Ford is a massive movie star. People still absolutely love Harrison Ford. The fact that he is the president, the fact that he becomes the Red Hulk, it is such smart producing from Kevin Feige. The movie itself might be goobly glob. I mean, they've reshot it like 17 million times, so maybe it'll end up being like decent, but the movie itself might be goobly glob. There is a long paper trail of this thing having problems, but just like the ballerina thing, just like the Mission Impossible thing, just like the Jurassic World thing, most normies, most like casual moviegoers, they don't know about any of that shit. They don't know that Captain America: Brave New World had 5 reshoots. They probably don't even know what a reshoot is. Right? So talk about franchise strength, man. Captain America, Marvel. Marvel's so fucking strong that a fourth Captain America movie with a different star as Captain America is the most anticipated movie of 2025. Holy shit. Talk about franchise strength. That is crazy. And I really do feel that the trailers and Harrison Ford is the reason that it is number one. So kind of like a fascinating list to look at here, because this is a real interesting look at casual movie goers. This is not the den of nerds. This is not the, comic book movie community. This is just your regular audience. And if I saw this and I was James Gunn, I'd probably start looking for another job, because I can't fucking believe Superman's at number 9. That is unbelievable to me. So thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, guys? What do you make of this, huh? What do you make of this? Here, I'll read this super chat here from Space Trick Serial TM with a 10 spot. Man, appreciate it. Says, hey, babe, looking great. Watch it on the replay, but I'm going to do this 20 times on different streams. Here's $10. Pick one of the 20 Warhammer Demigod Sons and give us a 3 to 10 minute spiel on them and their purpose in canon. Okay. Let's start with Sanguinius. Let's start with Sanguinius. I'm going to try to find a really good photo of Sanguinius. The glorious Hawkboy demigod son, the Primarch of the Blood Angels, Sanguinius. We'll talk about him, but first, hang on. I want to see if Chad has any other comments on this list before I get way too nerdy into the Warhammer shit. But yeah, we'll talk some Sanguinius for sure. Weird ass takes today. What are you talking about? My takes were on point today. I felt like they were really on point. Are you talking about chat? Oh, you're talking about me because you think it's cold? What? All right, let's go to the polls. Were my takes weird today? Let's see. Were my takes weird today? Bam. How do you even spell that? I don't know, man. I can barely spell my own name. It's Sanguinius. Weird ass today. You don't say that. W takes, Josh. Thanks, Cool Bear. Thanks, man. Yeah, because after that last Indiana Jones movie, people were drooling for the next Harrison Ford movie. I mean, that movie did pretty badly. But yeah, I still think people like Harrison Ford. Do you think they don't? How do you rank these top 10 movies? What do you mean? How do I rank them? You mean as far as my own personal hype? Is that what you're saying? I mean, dude, I'd put Fantastic Four at number 1. You know, just do the shit that I've heard. I'd probably put Superman number 2, dude. I mean, I got to see the trailer first, but I'm excited for Superman. Of course, there's a couple of different ways they could fuck it up. Maybe Gunn is just not as good as we thought. You know, all sorts of stuff. But I actually think Superman would be pretty good. Morpho Not says, let's go full Warhammer 40K now. Would you prefer live action or animated version of Warhammer? Maybe something like Secret Level or Arcane. So I think there's room for both, but I think you need live action, brother. You need live action. There's just too many people out there that cannot get into animation. I think that's part of what's going on with Invincible, X-Men 97, War for the Rohirrim. Like, I think that's what's going on. Ross, he says, in fairness, your takes a weird every day. You don't say that. You don't say that shit to me. You don't say that shit to me. Okay. Let's talk about Sanguinius a little bit. Or are we done? Can I get into the Sanguinius or what? Yeah, you got Cavill. You got to do it live action. 100%. 100%. Okay. Let's talk about Sanguinius, man. Well, just a couple of things. I'm so fucking cold, man. I'm going to talk about Sanguinius, and then I got to get out of this office. This is crazy. I appreciate all the love. We have a video coming out later today. You guys are incredible. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's try to talk some Sanguinius, okay? So, one thing that you'll notice about Sanguinius right away is he is one of the Primarchs that has a literal mutation. His mutation is to have massive massive angel-like wings. Okay? So he has massive angel wings. A literal angelic hawk boy, and he's also really good looking. You know what I mean? So they made him really good looking. He's got angelic wings. He is the most powerful of the Primarchs. Okay? He is the most respected of the Primarchs. There's several moments that kind of like talk about this in the lore. There was a moment during the Horus Heresy where a few of the Primarchs were isolated from the rest of the universe due to something. I think it was like they were attacking Terra, and there was like a big rift that opened in the warp. And so for a moment, they actually thought the Emperor was dead. They all agree to make Sanguinius the new Emperor. They literally all agreed. They were like, nope, gotta be Sanguinius. He's gonna be the Emperor now. In fact, they called it the Sanctum Secundus or something. Like literally, the new Empire had a name from Sanguinius, right? He's so loved and respected by the other Primarchs, like his brothers, that then it becomes incredibly tragic when Horus, who was made the general of the entire army of the God Emperor, Horus turns on the Emperor and Horus kills Sanguinius. Spoiler alert. Sorry, but that happens. Another thing that's crazy about Sanguinius is he has visions of the future. So he actually sees his own death. He knows when he's going to die. Okay? There's also something that he has and that all the Blood Angels have, because like without getting way too nerdy, basically the Primarch's gene seed is taken to then create the actual Space Marines for each chapter. So the flaws or the gifts that the Primarch has is carried down to their sons, which is the Space Marine chapters. Okay, now Sanguinius and the Blood Angels have what's known as the Red Thirst. They actually drink blood like vampires. So he's like an angel that's also a vampire. Oh, he technically doesn't have the thirst? Yeah, because he's like perfect, right? But his sons have the thirst, right? So he hides this stuff from even the Emperor, because what he's afraid of is that if it's known that his sons have this flaw, the Emperor will wipe them out. Probably using the Dark Angels or the Custodes, right? Another thing that makes Sanguinius really, really interesting, like, dude, everybody fucking loves Sanguinius. Like, Sanguinius was like that guy. Everybody loved him. He was the most powerful, total badass, okay? When he dies, it sends a psychic tremor through all of his own Space Marines, the actual Blood Angels, and then they get something known as I think it's called the Black Rage. And they actually think that they are Sanguinius fighting against Horus, and they go berserker mode, and they just kill everything in front of them, friend and foe. And there are sections of the Blood Angel army that are just constantly kept in the Black Rage, and they're sent out to like totally mess people up. How does he die? Well, Horus is not stronger than Sanguinius, but Horus taps into the power of the Chaos Gods. So basically, Horus goes to the dark side, and then Horus gets all the power from like these Chaos Gods. He's like really, really juiced up. So he basically gets a bunch of Chaos God hacks, and he beats Sanguinius that way. But Sanguinius wounds him. Sanguinius is like so strong that he can stand up to Horus with the Chaos God shit. It's really cool. Yeah, man. Here, I'll read this little recap here. It says, Sanguinius has psychic foresight that allows him to be one step ahead of everyone in combat. Granted, other Primarchs have this ability too, like Kurz. However, it seems Sanguinius is either stronger or he has the smarts to interpret his foresight more accurately and quickly. His wings give him a distinct advantage in combat. Obviously, he can fly around, but using wings, he can stay lighter on his feet in general, push himself or his opponent back, maintain balance where he otherwise wouldn't be able to, etc. He also knew that Horus was going to be the one that killed him, so this probably gave him extreme confidence when fighting other opponents. He literally had plot armor protecting him. Pretty good way to say it. Sanguinius, the fucking goat. There you go. Psychic foreskin? Yeah, absolutely. He had that as well. He had that as well. Hell yeah. Okay, one other really cool thing about Sanguinius, all right? 100 viewers left since we started talking about Warhammer. Fuck them! One other thing about Sanguinius that's really cool. Right now in the lore, there's a character known as the King in Yellow. This character is creating blood angels that have Sanguinius's actual wings. And they're all like berserked out in the Black Rage. And look, this I'd have to go down like a whole rabbit hole to properly explain this, but Constantine Valdor is the King in Yellow. And Valdor literally like goes to fight Horus with Sanguinius. He loved Sanguinius. He hated all the Primarchs. He thought the Primarchs were super sus, and he was actually proven to be correct about that. So Constantine Valdor was like, yo, fuck these Primarchs, except for Sanguinius. He loved Sanguinius. But he then goes on to take Sanguinius's sons and manipulate their genes to make them more like their father. But he's like keeping them as mindless warriors, which feels kind of fucked up considering that he actually loves Sanguinius. So it's like really weird, right? Have you seen the Warhammer 1/6 scale statues that Weta is making? Yes, Matt, not only have I seen them, I keep trying to show chat them so that they buy them for me for Christmas. Nobody has pulled the trigger on that yet. But yeah, no, I've seen them. I'm trying. Look, they just did one of the Battle Sisters. Oh my god, I think it's the Living Saint Stellastine. Holy shit, bro. Talking about Warhammer is like playing WoW for gaming streamers. Everyone leaves. You don't say that, Justin. Trust me, we'll make Warhammer fans of you guys yet. Just trust me. Just trust me. All right. Anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for being here, hanging out on stream. Much love. Sanguineous with marinara sauce. What the hell? Adeptus Sororitas. Bro, I need that in live action. I need it. We need to get the biggest babes. We need to get like the hottest babes on the planet, and they need to be the Sisters of Battle, bro. We need those sexy nun waifus, and we need them now. Oh man. Bruno Genius says, you'll convert them to 40K eventually, Josh. I know. I just got to stay at it. Bronx Warlord, subscribe with Prime for 3 months. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Aaliyah. Much love to you all. Hey, again, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Video dropping later today. No stream tonight. I'll probably play some Rivals. I will probably play some Rivals off stream tonight. If you guys are on, I'll let you know. We gotta grind some rank though, so I need like really good people. You know, you gotta show me that you're ranked and that you're good at shit and all that. So hell yeah. Hey, one last thing. You know what we should do? One last thing before we get out of here, okay? Just because I actually thought this was pretty funny. You guys see this new Christmas song by the Rizzler? I don't know if I'll get copy struck for this or not, but like this shit is amazing.
Boxes, they say they're from MG8 presents. Woke up this morning, hype as can be. Can't wait to see what's under the tree. A couple big boxes, they say they're for me. Some I can shake to hear if it's sweet. But when I came down, I fell to my knees. No big old presents, just something petite. A tiny rectangle is not what I need. I really hope Santa left us a receipt.
It's amazing!
MG8 presents. Woke up this morning, hype as
The
can be.
Rizzler, man.
Can't wait to see what's under the tree. A couple big boxes, they say they're for me. Some I can shake to hear if it's sweet. But when I came down, I fell to my knees. No big old presents, just something petite. A tiny rectangle is not what I need. I really hope Santa left us a receipt.
Where's the full song? Can somebody find me the full song? Dude, it slaps. This goes so hard, man. The Rizzler! Oh, you put the full song on Discord? All right, I'm going to bump that. I'm going to bump that for real later. Let's watch this one more time and we'll get out of here.
MG8 presents. Woke up this morning, hype as can be. Can't wait to see what's under the tree. A couple big boxes, they say they're for me. Some I can shake to hear if it's sweet. But when I came down, I fell to my knees. No big old presents, just something petite. A tiny rectangle is not what I need.
Oh,
I really
Justin,
hope Santa left us a receipt.
Oh, it's so good, man. This is my favorite influencer. You know, it's all weird. You know, life doesn't make any sense. Hawk Tua. How did that even happen? This bitch is on every goddamn social media post doing hit podcasts and shit. Like, come on, man. She said some bullshit in a weird-ass interview online, and we've made her a celebrity. Get the fuck out of here. The Rizzler is the real celebrity. The Rizzler is the real GOAT. Shout out to the Rizzler. Okay, everybody, we're going to get on out of here. Much love to everybody. Much love to everybody. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. But will I get copy struck if I watch that, Adam? That's what I'm a little worried about, you know? I'm a little worried about that shit, actually. So I'm going to just play this song on the way out. All right, everybody. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh man, another happy landing. I can't believe how cold it is in here. This is absurd. Absurd. It is what it is. You know what, though? As absurd as it is, it's still not as absurd as greenlighting a Clayface movie. Truly. 55% of the nerd ventures are right. Damn it! I thought my takes were on fucking point today. Shows what you guys know. Holy! Holy! Anyways, I hope you're staying warm out there. Hope you're having a good week so far. Holiday season trekking right along. Video coming out later today. Back at it streaming tomorrow morning. Never read your super chat about woke content from the 1990s? I mean, I'll take a peek at it right now. Oh, I missed a couple super chats. Jeez, oops. Live action King in Yellow. Hell yeah. Jay Morris says, I'm a big Tom Cruise simp, so I'm hyped for Mission Impossible. Also wondering if you think Cap 4 will make $1 billion. I think it'll get close. Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat as you. Do you think Falcon beats Red Hulk by using his arthritis Yeah, he's going to take his arthritis medicine away. What character would I like to be? I don't know. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. Lie, Alien and Terminator 2 are woke movies. I don't know what that means, brother. Is that the comment that you got mad at me for? Is that really? You got upset? Because I didn't read that. That's what we're doing now? Holy. All right, everybody. Much love. I'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, open up your third eye. And wash out your stinky butt.